It's Australia's fastest bowler, as he's never been seen before. Instead of intimidating batsmen, he's the romantic lead, hungry for love.
You will need to refrain from all non-veg food and activity.
How did it compare to cricket? Was it hard work?
Oh yeah, hard work. We don't play cricket from sun up to sundown, do you? Or vice versa. It's one of those things where you're on set before it's even light, you're off set after dark. Yes, there's a lot of waiting around, all that type of stuff, but it's completely different, a lot harder than what I first thought.
A Brett Lee thunderbolt snared Tendulkar.
That was very quick, 154 Ks.
Brett Lee played cricket in India over 2 decades. He still returns regularly, running a charity helping Indian street kids. He says he's loved it since his first junior tour in 1994.
I got home and I got sick. I thought, far out, that was such a tough tour. But there was something in there that it made me love it. It was the culture of the people. They looked after us. I thought, far out, this is an amazing place. So I wanted to keep going back. We always said that cricket got in the way of a good tour.
Before launching the movie, Brett Lee enjoyed an Indian banquet with the film's director and funder and reflected on his transition.
When I'm out in the cricket field, or when I was, every time I stepped over that boundary line or that white line or that fence, it was a bit like acting.
And you had to be the mean fast bowler.
Well, you do, and I'm completely different to what I am on the field as to am off the field. I want to be that aggressor on the field and be that really that hard person, the hard fast bowler. But off the field, I'm pretty chilled out.
Boy, he's hitting some people. He bowls super fast, this bloke.
And did any of your mates or your former teammates rib you about going from the scary fast bowler to the romantic love interest?
No, look, you're always going to get people that knock you. I've never really worried about what people think. Yep. I've always said that going from cricket to acting, it's like walking out, batting at the MCG with not a lot of clothes on. Because you are so exposed, you're in the middle, you're out there, everyone's watching, and you're thrown the deep end. And it's a very deep pool.
In UNindian, Brett Lee plays underdog Will Anderson, an Aussie competing to win the heart of Indian single mum, Meera.
All right, educate me. How do I pick up an Indian chick? Oh. Firstly, she's not an Indian chick.
She's a hottie with a dot. Boom.
The message of love in the film is that love has no boundaries. And it doesn't matter if someone is black or white or red or green. As long as you fall in love with someone and you respect their culture or they respect your culture, that's the most important thing. But, to think that you've got to be a doctor or you've got to be this type of, person, that your parents want you to fall in love with someone, it does happen. So it gets rid of all that stigma, it gets rid of all those preconceived different ideas, and that's what we're trying to do.
Trying to find you.
As well as competing against a doctor favoured by Meera's family, Will has to contend with the Indian Community Network, or ICN, who report his every move to her parents.
Our marketing consultant, for example, Joyce, she said, I went for the first lunch date with my white then boyfriend, and my brothers knew about it before I finished the lunch. Because someone at the restaurant told someone they sold, someone they sold. So, which was nice to hear because we kind of exaggerated it, but people are saying this is exactly what happens.
That's you.
Oh, thanks, man.
The film's director, movie veteran Anupam Sharma, wants the film to bring the two countries closer together.
So we've got a 20-second and a 30-second version.
And at times he cheerfully mocks both cultures.
We've also made a lot of tongue-in-cheek statements at the Indian community, which I could as Indian Aussie without being politically incorrect. We look at the infatuation with white colour in Indian community. We look at infatuation with doctors in Indian community.
UNindian is the first of a series of Australian films that will be made here and financed by an Indian-Australian businessman.
Not Indian enough for India anymore.
So I had this dream to set up an Australian fund which would look at Australian stories with a little touch of India for a global audience. This is the first of the 5 films they are committed to. And they're committed to making Australian stories, which are diverse, which are upbeat, which are there for a global audience.
Brett Lee hopes this will be just the first of a number of roles.
Do you miss cricket at all?
No, I don't. And to me, that's a great sign that I've made the right call. I could have easily, I reckon, played cricket for another 2 or 3 years, in terms of my body and fitness-wise, but I just didn't want to. And I would rather walk away knowing I can still bowl 150 k's an hour, but go on my terms.
Bloody oath, mate.
What a bloody ripper.